Hi everyone, please take note of the following disclaimer. Please note that this video is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes. It does not constitute financial advice. We are not registered financial advisors. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, your number one source for income-oriented investing where we don't ignore total returns, and welcome to the final video of 2025. What better way to end the year than to show you how my portfolio did in 2025. All the numbers are in. We're going to look at that real quick, my major moves for 2025, and then I'm going to tell you what my objectives are for 2026. So what you're looking at is obviously my Excel file, my portfolio. If it's too small, you could download it for free on our website. As usual, passiveincomeinvesting.ca. And just click on free tools and resources at the top right, and it will be the very first download. So if you scroll to the left, this is where every year, starting in 2012, where I was just a tiny little investor. I really started, really in 2019 and 2020, after the condo sale and really when the portfolio became a real portfolio. But either way, since 2012, I've been tracking everything. So what I do is I track every year the realized total returns, how much capital gains or losses that I realized for that year, and how much dividend income I've received or distribution income I've received that year. So you could see the totals. So if you scroll down, the numbers for 2025 are in. I realize just under $20,000 of capital gains and just under $326,000 worth of income, of distribution income. So 2025 number, total realized profit, just over $345,000. Canadian. So in terms of this 19,000 capital gain, where does it come from? Well, if you go to the main portfolio tracker tab here, you could see all the moves that I've made, which resulted either in capital gains or capital losses. Obviously, capital gains in green, losses in red. You add them all up, and I'm plus 19,000, whatever. So the big moves of the year, I would say a lot of it was in January, the first year. That's when a lot of, HHIS came out. So there was a lot of merging, a lot of consolidation of my portfolio. Right. So every single month you could go through it yourself, what I did, but basically the big catalyst was really HHIS. So a streamline. I also got rid of my RS, my Utes, GDV, NVHE, YTSL, because those are the single stocks, and HHIS came out, etc. Then MSTE came out, so I swapped my MISTI into it. So you can go through it. S-Day was added to HYLD, so I got rid of my S-Day. That was another big move. So every single move is in here. You could go through it one by one, but basically add it all up. Portfolio, I would say, became a little bit, I don't know if it became slimmer, but I would consider it more and more consolidated. And now we have 11 positions. I expect maybe to add one more position in 2026. We'll see what happens. It really depends what the year brings, but I'm fairly comfortable with these core positions. Now, total income, of course, if you're a covered call ETF income investor, most of your, if not all your returns are going to come from your income, right? If for example, in 2026, if I don't really make any sales, any consolidations or any swaps, I'm not going to have any capital gains or losses. It's all going to be here, income, right? So how do I track that? Well, it's very easy. I do it via passive or snowball analytics. So if you go to passive, I clicked on reporting, year to date, I selected all three accounts. You scroll down, you see total dividend income, 325,000. Snowball analytics, same type of thing. If you go to analytics, dividends, you could track it by year. That's where I get my numbers, guys, and you could see it's 325. So really cool tools, by the way. I have links and discount links, affiliate links for these two tools in the video description below. Snowball Analytics is actually 30% off, 1 day left, because this video is most likely, or I want it to come out on December 31st. So that's basically how I did, everyone. Obviously, everything is going really, really well. It's working. I have the utmost conviction that this style works. And if you scroll in lifetime, that was just 2025, but lifetime realized, you'll see that the total amount of passive income is this much. Capital gains realized, basically this number here is just an addition of, you could click on it and you could see it. It's just an addition of all the income throughout the years, right? The realized income throughout the years. And this number here is the addition of all the capital gains and or losses throughout the years, which are here, right? So this is really my realized, I would say my realized profit. So you could see the breakdown here, total realized profit, 856 so far. So my cumulative total return since the beginning, since 2012, right now, unrealized is just under $1 million. What does this mean exactly? Well, let's say I liquidate my entire portfolio tomorrow. This would be my profit in terms of percentage, cumulative, and in terms of money, in terms of dollar amounts, if you will. So that's it for 2025. It was a really good year. We've been blessed with so many great new funds where, you got HHIS, so you don't need the single tickers anymore. The only single ticker is my conviction, my MSTE conviction. But besides that, I feel really good, really comfortable with my 5 core US positions, my 3 Bitcoin positions, and a couple of other secondary ones as well here as well. So 2026, what are my objectives? Well, just to keep going. So what I really want to do for 2026 is invest at least $30,000 a month into the core US equity positions. So in the last couple of months, I've been doing 10 HHIS, 20 Biggie. I'm trying to catch Biggie up. So I'm probably going to be doing that for the next couple of months, but we'll see. I see myself out of the 30,000, 10,000 a month, always going in HHIS, maybe 10,000 in Biggie, maybe the other 10,000 in QDay or QQCL or HYLD. But HYLD and QQCL, I really feel are my anchors. This is like, if I want to fall asleep at night, I think of these 2 core positions. QDay is kind of like a nice little technology complement to QQCL. But for 2026, call it OCD or whatever, I do want to get HYLD to 300,000, pump those numbers up a little bit. QQCL, I'm very comfortable at $500,000 here. QDay, I'm waiting for the 1-year anniversary. I want to see how it performs versus QQCL, for example, to see, and then I'll decide maybe if I want to keep going, keep adding to it. QDay has been added to HYLD, so it's possible maybe if HYLD increases the position, maybe I could swap QDay out. We'll see, but I really like QDay because it's for a non-resident. For me, it's very, very, very tax efficient, and I just like how the fund was organized. I think the fund is very, very innovative. So we'll see what happens, but I'm thinking I'll probably keep QDay. But so, yeah, I mean, 30,000 a month into these 5, I think, is going to be my objective for 2026, and I want to get HYLD to 300,000. But the majority is probably going to go in HHIS and Biggie because these are at least semi-exciting, where HYLD, QQCL is quite boring. But we'll see what happens. So $30K a month, the majority of my reinvestment goes in there. I want to keep another objective. I want to keep averaging down my MSTE. It's at 1267. There's a lot of averaging down to go. So I'm going to keep going with 2K, 2.5K every single week. If you want to follow my journey live or that day, make sure you're an Inner Circle member. Hit that little join button where that subscribe is. Find out all about it. Part of that program is the live updates of whenever I do something, you find out the very same day. You don't have to wait till the end of the month, the portfolio unveil. So as well as other, great videos like my family members, portfolio unveils and live streams and all kinds of other stuff as well. HBTE, I'm almost broken even on it in terms of capital, but I'm way up because of the income. So I'm thinking maybe HBT and HBIX, I'm probably not going to be adding anymore because, I'm going a lot with MST, and that's kind of like my Bitcoin position. I do want to stick to approximately 25% Bitcoin exposure overall. If you add all 3 of these together, it's just under 26. So I'm pretty much there. But like I discussed in the previous video, HBTE is not really a full Bitcoin position, right? There's Robinhood in there, there's Block, there's Iron, yes, there's MSTR and IBIT and Bitcoin miners, but it's not all full 100% Bitcoin. And I do say keep MST around 10%. If it goes a little bit higher than that, that's not a problem. But overall, I want my Bitcoin exposure to be about 25%. So I'm pretty much there. HPIX is interesting. I don't know if I'll add more to it. It's just the Bitcoin. We'll see what happens. It's a nice yield. I'll probably, unless Bitcoin keeps going down, down, down. Right now, I'm only down about not even 10%. So in terms of capital, right? In terms of if you add the income, I'm not down too much, minus 18. So I'm down, if this would go minus 20%, 25%, then maybe I would be tempted to put 10,000 out of that 30,000 that I would normally distribute here into HPIX. But for now, we'll see. And as well, I wanna pump up HDIV. So in the new year, I'm gonna be getting HDIV Class A. These are gonna be 2 exclusive positions in the TFSA accounts. I don't want to get into it, but it's because they're gonna have an amount of eligible dividends. And for me as a non-resident, in my cash account, which is the biggest account by far, I don't want eligible dividends. I only want capital gains and ROC mostly. So HDIV Class A are going to be exclusive in the TFSA. I'm thinking of maybe adding a third Canadian position here, maybe ECHI from 9 Point. I think ECHI, HDIV, and Class A are a nice little trio that basically give me some Canadian exposure, but it's not really just to have Canadian exposure. It's to really have the opposite exposure of my core US positions, which are mostly technology. So HDIV Class A has a lot of financials, right? Class A especially is like 75% financials. And ECHI and HDIV have some gold exposure. So we'll see what happens. There's Shopify, there's Cameco, which are not in HDIV. So I think those 3 can be a nice little trio to offset the very heavy. I'm okay being very, very, very heavy in tech. I'm a tech guy, so I like it. But, having a little bit, and we're talking about for a couple of percent and other stuff like gold stuff and Canada and Canadian financials, especially, which Class A, HDIV, and even ECHI has a Royal Bank and TD, but they also have oil and gas. So we'll go with that in the TFSA exclusively. For the Ethereum, I'm currently down capital-wise minus 21%. So this is always going to be, for me, a secondary position. The reason why I really re-added it is because I found out Purpose is going to be adding 33% leverage to it. They didn't do it yet, so I'm still waiting for that. But let's say I'm down 25% or 30%. Like if it goes to 320, 330, maybe I'll add another 5K opportunistically. So that's basically it for my objectives, everyone, of 2026. It's just to keep going, and we'll see what new funds come out. I expect that the new funds will slow down a little bit, especially on the Canadian side. It's getting more exciting on the American side, but unfortunately, because I'm a non-resident and I sold off my RSPs and I would never invest in high yield US listed funds in the TFSAs and the cash account, I won't be getting any US listed positions. So anyway, that's my objectives that for the portfolio of 2026, just to keep going. And I'm just going to keep growing and growing my income over time, everyone, growing the portfolio over time. So I figure if I invest at least, let's say 30,000 a month in any of these core positions, plus the TFSA income doesn't come out at all. It all gets reinvested, and right now it's at 4806. So let's just say it's 5,000 because it's going to be 5,000 in a few months. So that's 5,000 every single month going back in, and then let's say $2,000 a week in MST. Let's just say 8,000. It could be more, it could be 10. So I expect in 2025 to be investing about $43,000 to $45,000 every single month. So let's just take the high number. Let's just take 45,000. So I expect to be investing $540,000 more, which if we just do a quick average here, let's just do 20%. Obviously, now with HHIS and Biggie and the MST, you could get much, much higher than that. But let's just do 25. Let's go high end. It's 135,000 more of passive income divided by 12, another $11,250 a month. So I guess in 2026, I'll hit that $50,000 a mark. $50,000 a month mark income level, which is absolutely crazy. I would have never thought that. So I think it's going to be a great 2026, everyone. We'll see what happens, right? There's going to be a new Fed. The interest rates should be going down in the US, higher liquidity, which means asset prices will go up. I don't like doing predictions, but that's basically it for 2025. It's been a great year. Again, if you really want to dig deep in what I did, you could download the file on our website. Next month's portfolio unveil, you're going to see it reset. It's going to be 2026. I keep saying it, but I do expect a lot less swaps, buying and selling. I expect just more investing in certain things, and I don't see getting rid of anything here or adding anything except maybe a small position in ECHI, the 9.1. But there's ECHI and there's maybe HHIC. I'm still trying to debate between the two. We'll see what happens. There's Canny as well, so we'll see what the decision is. But yeah, it's just to keep going, keep investing. Can never go wrong. So I hope you guys have a happy new year. I wish you and your family a happy new year, everyone. Spread the generosity, spread the joy of this style of investing. It works. It's great. It's fun. For me, I consider kind of my portfolio almost like a cash savings account, bank account. Like for me, this is my cash savings account. This is where I put my money to generate more money, so it's a lifelong companion of ours. It's our paycheck. It's our foundational income. It's our universal basic income that we created for ourselves. So many things that you could call it. Some people give it names, but this portfolio is going to stay with us for life. It's going to evolve over time. And it's been a great friend, a great companion for sure. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Really appreciate the support. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Send this video to your friends and family. So, in case that they're not investing, they're still wage slaves and they want to get out. This system works. It works. It's slow at the beginning. It's steady, but it does work. So I just want to thank everyone for their support once again. My wife and I really, really appreciate it. I hope you have a great year, everyone. Happy New Year. Take care, everyone. Stay passive. Stay safe. Stay passive. And stay honorable. See you next time.